everyone, and welcome back to our Take on Cruise with Shannon and Roger, or
Roger and Shannon.
I'm Shannon McKee with Access Cruise, and as always, I have with me
Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors. And Shannon, where are we today?
We are on the Norwegian Prima. We're so excited to be here. It's a gorgeous ship. And today we are in the Bistro. The Bistro is actually one of the signature restaurants, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but I used to work on Norwegian Cruise Line.
I think you've mentioned that a few hundred times.
But back in the day, I mean, that was the only alternative restaurant that they had on board was the Bistro. And I worked on the Dreamword back then, and that was a very special event when the crew members and some of us would get together and get to go to the Bistro. And it is just beautiful.
No, it's so cool because back in your ancient days, you were actually part of when these...
Ancient, you're taking my line.
Well, when the shoe fits, you know what they say. But really, I think Norwegian was really the first cruise line to get into these extra alternative specialty restaurants.
That's true. It was freestyle cruising, and I had just come off the ships when they started freestyle cruising, and I traveled all over the United States promoting freestyle cruising. And I have a very special guest today that I've asked to join us. He started at the same time I started in the office back in 2000, and he's gone and done the rounds, but he was with Norwegian for quite a few years, and then he's gone off and he's done some other cruise lines, but he's back at Norwegian, and we talked him into coming in and talking with us.
Does he know what he's into?
No, I don't think he does. Richard, come on in. Everybody, this is Richard Sims, my good friend Richard Sims. He is back with Norwegian Cruise Line. He works in Atlanta, and he is in charge of key accounts for Norwegian Cruise Line, and he has been on the ship now for what, weeks?
Yeah, this is our fourth inaugural here in North America alone, so it's been a fun 6 weeks.
So we want to know from you, in the sales, we want to know what's special about the Norwegian Prima. We've been walking around, we've seen a lot of awesome attractions.
Yeah, there's so many things. I mean, truly, this ship is a ship by itself of a new class, one of 6 that we'll be building, and it really is a completely different design. It's really broken up into a lot of smaller areas, smaller rooms. You don't really feel like you're on a large ship.
No, that's true.
And it's broken up in a way where we've got this incredible, these architects who came in and really created these unique spaces, and the decor is absolutely gorgeous. This is an elevated experience for our guests. There's no other ships in the NCL fleet that comes close. This is definitely more of a premium feel as you walk through. I mean, look at this incredible Le Bistro. I mean, this is an incredible restaurant. It's absolutely gorgeous with the chandeliers. And this is just one of many of our specialty dinings that we have on board. But it truly is just a different class of ship, and you feel that as you walk through, and you don't have the lines, you just don't see the crowds, and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Well, we went to a presentation, Roger and I did, and they said that the ship is full.
It is.
And I didn't feel like, since we've been walking around, it doesn't feel full. It feels like everybody's really spread out. I don't feel that there's lines anywhere. There's so much to really try while you're here too. And what are some of your favorite experiences since you've been on? Because I've seen the go-karts, we've seen the Galaxy.
Yeah.
There's all these special experiences. The stadium.
Yeah, I mean, from a culinary standpoint, I'm a huge fan of the food hall, and so many of our guests or travel advisors have said the same thing. You know, food hall, is a concept that you can find on land. It's a great concept. You can get different culinary delights. But trying it first time on board a cruise ship has really created this incredible experience for our guests. And how it works, we're open breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but for lunch and dinner especially is when it really shines. And you sit down at the table, you order off an iPad, everything is delivered to you, at the table. So you're not going to each individual food hall, you're actually sitting down and ordering. And word to the wise, don't order everything at once, or everything literally will come, because our staff is positioned at each restaurant. So you can have Indian cuisine. We have an amazing barbecue, Q Smokehouse on board, the rotisserie, the garden. I mean, it goes on and on. But what happens is they're all stationed there, and they bring the food when you order it. So if you were to order something from every one of the restaurants, everything would come at once.
You wouldn't have a place for
Yeah, so
table.
it's fun for sharing. It's especially for dinner, because our dinner menu is different than it is during lunchtime. And so you can come in there and literally eat just in the food hall every night and have a completely different experience every night with cuisine around the world.
That's terrific. Now, how's that differ? We saw another restaurant that sounds similar called Indulge.
Yeah, so that's indulge. So that's indulge food hall. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so,
the
so
indulge
that's
food
indulge
hall.
food hall.
Because
So
then the other one, there's another restaurant.
there
on
is.
board.
There's another restaurant that's similar to that called Food Republic.
Food Republic.
And
There
so
you go.
Food Republic's up on deck 17, and that is the same concept. You sit down at dinner time and you order off the menu. Everything is prepared right there. It's hot. It's fresh. You can see the chefs preparing your meal. And it's the same thing. It's,
Okay.
you get to really share the dishes, try different things from around the world, and it's very Asian centric with the cuisine from especially Thailand, some great Thai food. It's just incredible. Some Vietnamese dishes as well. Very popular. And again, it's a very casual atmosphere, but a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
when you're traveling with other couples and friends, multi-generational families, it's one of the definitely highlights of where you would want to go and dine.
Now, the best part about the Indulge Food Hall then is that you don't have to make a reservation.
No,
So
no
it's-
reservations in Indulge Food Hall. So you just
I
come
love
in,
that.
and it's very popular. And we'll, again, as we build the additional ships in the fleet, we can, definitely expand the size. We can have different culinary. It's a food truck concept, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you've walked through it. I mean, we've got an Airstream trailer in there as one of the Latin Quarter, type cuisine. I mean, it's so much fun. And again, it's been extremely popular with the guests. I think it even caught us by surprise at how overwhelmingly positive and well received it has been with our guests.
And it's included in the cost.
It is
It's
included
not-
in the
it's
cost.
not an
There's
additional
no
charge.
additional charge for that at all. So we have 2 incredible dining rooms, especially Hudson's dining room that's aft of the ship.
That's where we're
which is
going tonight.
absolutely
Yeah.
stunning, absolutely beautiful. Same dining room menu in both restaurants, and the menu is the same every night.
Mm-hmm.
So we really wanted to focus on the dishes and creating, really mastering, so to speak, that dish every single night on every single cruise. So we have an amazing consistency, and that's another. Again, what we hear from our guests is how incredible the food is. They can't believe they're on NCL. We really stepped up our game, culinary, across all the fleet, but it's really been showcased on the Prima.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Summer the musical tomorrow night. Last night we
Donna
saw
Summer, right?
Yeah,
Summer?
that was called Summer, but it's
Oh,
Donna
okay.
Summer.
Yep.
So the music is incredible. I understand the cast is phenomenal.
They-
So I'm looking forward to that. Last night we saw Noise Boys.
Yeah.
And first of all, a different show, but the energy, the whole concept of it was just
Yeah.
a really cool and fun show. Big standing ovation in the theater last night.
They're
It was
phenomenal.
great.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. And what was interesting is I just found out, we just had a panel discussion from our our events team, is that we discovered them at the Edinburgh Arts
I
Festival.
heard that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so so we were able to speak with them, and they created this the show for us. It's an incredible, elaborate set, as you
Very,
saw.
very cool.
Incredible. And
Sounds
then,
like the beboppers. Is that what they're called?
yeah, I mean
That they can do.
it's amazing. It truly is. But wait until you see Summer tomorrow night with Donna Summer. Kimberly Locke was American Idol.
Oh, really?
She's the headline singer for our musical Onboard, and that's another. Don't even get me started on entertainment. I think our entertainment at sea with our Broadway shows, there's nothing better.
Well, Roger and Richard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut us off here because I want to do a second episode. I
Okay.
wanna
A part
do
two.
a
Oh,
Oh wow, part two! I am
We've
part
never
two. I am
done-
part two
We've
worthy.
never done a part two.
I
We've
am
never
part
done
two
a part
worthy.
two.
Oh my gosh!
But I
this
think
is-
we should do a part two.
This has made my career.
I mean,
right
we
here.
have not
This is
even
career highlight.
touched on the attractions that
Yeah,
are on board,
absolutely.
and we need to get the secrets
Okay.
too, because I know you have secrets and
Just a
tips.
few.
Just a
Just a
few.
few. Yeah.
All right.
So
we're
stay
gonna say,
tuned.
stay tuned.
Come
we'll see you
back.
next week. Bye.
Bye.